Father's Honor by D.C. Dempsey. You never really know what you're capable of until your resolve is truly tested, especially when it comes to protecting the ones you love. We lived in a part of town that the news vans frequented for muggings, burglaries, home invasions, and even the occasional murder. But as most people do in life, we comforted ourselves by saying, that'll never happen to me, or I'm smart enough to get my way out of that kind of trouble, or even I'd never put myself in a situation like that. These occasions, however, seldom care what you think. It was a windy winter night in Seattle. On one of the rare occasions we had snow. I lived in a low-rent house with my wife Jennifer and our beautiful 6-year-old daughter. The layout of our house was simple. From the front door you walk into the living room. Straight ahead was our modest kitchen. To the left was the bathroom and the door to the poorly maintained garage. To the right is the hallway and the 2 bedrooms. We weren't in poverty, but we definitely weren't rich. We were just a normal family in a less than fortunate situation. I had just been laid off and was working at a staffing agency to make ends meet until I could find something more permanent. It was a Friday night, and I was looking forward to the weekend with my family. We didn't have much, but we had each other. "What do you want for dinner, baby?" my wife asked, greeting me with a kiss. "I'm not picky," I replied as I turned to embrace Bentley, who was running at me full kilter. "Daddy's home!" "Oh, you're getting heavy, kiddo. Did you get bigger while I was gone?" "No," she giggled. "Maybe you're just getting old or something." Jennifer stifled a laugh at this. She had a habit of commenting on my age whenever I complained about something, or grunted doing menial things like getting up from the couch. I wonder where she picked that up," I said. "Oh, I have no idea," she defended, her voice dripping with playful sarcasm. "I would never say anything like that about my old man." She placed her arm around my waist. With one arm around Jen and the other one on Bentley's shoulder, we walked into the kitchen. We ate dinner, joking and laughing before watching a Jackie Chan movie and going to bed. The sound of the deadbolt slide shot me awake. I thought that perhaps it was just the tail end of a dream, until I heard the shuffling. Jen was also awake and looking at me with wide eyes. "Bentley!" she whispered urgently. I hurriedly got out of bed and rushed to the door, cracking it open. I heard 2 men whispering as they slowly made their way through the house. "Okay, you find the girl and take her to the van. I'll kill the husband and grab the wife," the first man ordered. "Are we gonna have some fun first?" the second man asked in a sickening tone. "Just focus on the job. You can sample the product when we get back to the docks." I felt my blood turn from ice to fire at their words. I'm not an especially intimidating man, but I've been in a few fights, and I was not about to let these sick bastards touch my family. Fighting every urge to immediately rush to my daughter's room, I watched. Then I waited. Jen was less patient and whispered, "What are you doing?" I was making a plan. I knew with the roads as they were, the police would take too long to get here, and I had an element of surprise. "Listen," I said, as calmly as I could, walking around to Jen's nightstand. She kept a dream journal, and her pen was the only thing in our room close to resembling a weapon. I grabbed it and continued. "When they come into the hallway, I'm gonna rush them. When I do, grab Bentley, get to the car, and go. Get to the police station, and I'll be right behind you." I hoped I wasn't lying. "No," she said quickly. "You're going to get yourself killed." "Jenna, this is the best way out of this. They won't expect me to attack, and you have to get our daughter out of here," I pleaded. "Okay," she conceded after a brief silence, "but you come back to us. I love you." "I love you too, baby," I said. "Now get ready." The men were creeping through the hall now, and I was gripping the pen so tightly my knuckles were bone white. Go! I said as I exploded into the hall, surprising our intruders. As I rushed the first man, I saw the gun. He was raising it to fire at me, but I pushed his hand up as he fired, leaving the bullet to penetrate the ceiling above me, showering me with paint chips and drywall. As intruder number 1 looked up at his gun, wrestling it away from me, I saw my opportunity. With his neck exposed, I punched the tip of the pin into his throat, showering me further with blood as he choked and dropped the pistol in a vain attempt to remove the pin and save himself from a painful death. I used the body as a battering ram, and with all the force I could muster, I ran at the second man. With a shout to rival a Viking charging into battle, I shoved myself and the still choking dead man at the remaining threat. With a loud thud, the 3 of us hit the ground, and the second thug's gun slid across the floor. As I fought the men threatening our peaceful life, I saw my beautiful Jennifer take the opening and run toward the garage with our daughter. Go! I shouted, still wrestling with the remaining intruder. As she ran past, the man grabbed her ankle, causing her to fall hard. Bentley was crying, Jen was dazed, and I was scared. With the body of his still dying partner holding him down, I helped Jen and Bentley to their feet. Get to the car! Go! And ran with them to the garage door. When I heard footsteps behind me, that's when I remembered. The first gun was still in the hallway. I turned and confirmed my fears. The remaining thug had gotten out from under his dead partner and had grabbed the gun. Stop! He shouted, a sickening smirk crawling across his lips. My wife froze, a look of terror on her usually quizzical face. You actually thought you were gonna get away? That you were gonna save those bitches? Well, things just got a whole lot worse for them, and instead of killing you, I'm gonna make you watch. Over my dead body, I thought. I looked back at my family. Jen knew me well enough to know what I was thinking. She silently shook her head. I love you both. More than anything, I said, not caring if the man heard me. I motioned to the car with my eyes. She blinked once, and I knew my wife understood what I was thinking in that moment. I turned my head back to the man and matched his smirk with one of my own. He faltered, and when he did, my wife ran out of the door. Hey, bitch! He began, but I was on the move. He recovered quickly and fired the pistol 3 times. The first bullet hit me, and my shoulder erupted into fire, and the other 2 missed. I heard Jen and Bentley scream, and I was terrified that one of the strays had hit one of them, but I didn't stop. As the adrenaline quickly dissipated the pain, I tackled the man, and another shot rang out. I couldn't tell if it hit me. I was seeing red. This bastard broke into my home and wanted to kill me, wanted to do God knows what to my girls. I was gonna kill him. I faintly heard the car squealing away down the road and was relieved that my family wouldn't see this. I beat him. I beat him mercilessly. Even when my hands were covered in blood, I continued. When I felt his cheekbones shatter, I continued. When his left eye popped out of its socket, still, I continued. It wasn't until I realized I was punching bloody carpet that I stopped. There was nothing left of his face, just a hole and a hairline. I looked at my hands in shock, covered in gore. I took a deep, trembling breath and slowly exhaled. My girls are safe, I whispered to myself. I needed a cigarette. I grabbed one out of the pack on the counter and stepped out to the garage in a daze. I could still smell the burnt rubber from my car. I pulled out a stool, sat, and smoked till the police showed up. Still in shock, I didn't say anything. They busted through the front door and rushed inside. They likely didn't see me where I was sitting in the garage. Holy shit! I heard one officer say. All right, said the other officer. He sounded like the senior of the two. Call it in. Dispatch, this is 21. We've arrived on scene. We're gonna need a coroner. We got 3 bodies here. 3? Did I forget about a 3rd burglar? Did both of my girls get out in time? I snapped out of my daze and rushed inside, almost tripping over the body by the garage door. And then I froze. This was impossible. The body I almost stumbled over was mine. The third shot didn't miss. There was an unmistakable hole right there, right in the middle of my forehead. I watched my girls mourn. I watched them grieve. It was heartbreaking, but in the end, they were safe. And that's all that really mattered. They say hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, but I respectfully disagree. Hell truly hath no fury like a father that would do anything to protect his family. I don't know what comes next, but whatever it is, I welcome with open arms. It's a father's duty to protect his family at any cost, and not even death would stop me.